story is one that I'll bet you know. It's called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Do you know that story? Good. I am so glad you know that because I'm trying to learn this story by heart. And every once in a while when I tell it, I might make one little tiny mistake here or there. So listen, if you hear me make a mistake, will you let me know? You sure? Now just yell right out. If you hear me say anything that doesn't sound right or anything is wrong with the story, let me know, okay? You promise? All right. Well, don't worry. It's not going to happen because I know this story really well. But just in case you hear something that doesn't sound right, okay? All right. Now, let's see. Once upon a time, in the middle of the city. No. Oh, so embarrassed I said city, didn't I? See, I was so nervous about doing this. Let me start over, okay? Here we go. All right. Once upon a time, in the middle of the forest, there lived 3 pigs. Oh, I said pigs. Tell you what, let me take a deep breath. I'll get calmed down. Okay, now I think I'm ready, and I'm going to tell it right this time, okay? But thanks for letting me know. But I feel more comfortable now. Okay, ready? Once upon a time, in the middle of the forest, there lived 3 bears, right? See? Okay, there was a great big gigantic bear. No. Okay, there was a great big gigantic. No. Okay, there was a great big gigantic bear. Okay, good. And a medium-sized bear and a little tiny bear. Okay, good. And they lived in a nice house, and they had 3 bowls for their porridge. Do you know what porridge is? Porridge is kind of like oatmeal. Well, anyway, they had a great big bowl, a medium-sized bowl, and a little tiny bowl. And then they had 3 chairs to sit in, a great big chair, a medium-sized chair, and a little tiny chair. This is the boring part of the story. Upstairs, they had 3 televisions to watch, a little television. What? Oh, I'm sorry, I'll try again. Okay. Upstairs, they had 3 televisions to watch. There was a great big... No, what do you mean? Beds? Beds? No, those aren't beds. Those are televisions. See, there's the screen and the knobs and the cable and no. Those look like beds to you? Are you sure? All right, okay, all right. We'll pretend like they're beds. It's beds. These kids think those are beds. Okay, we'll pretend like they're beds. Here we go. Okay, they had a great big bed and a medium-sized bed and a little tiny bed, okay? Good. Well, one day the bears put their porridge out into their bowls and they tasted it, and it was too hot. So they decided to go to the International House of Pancakes for breakfast. No. They decided to go to Burger King for breakfast. No. They decided to go to Roy Rogers for breakfast. No. They decided to go to McDonald's to... No. What? Walk in the woods. I forgot the walk in the woods part. Thank you. They decided to take a walk through the woods to go to the International House of Pancakes for breakfast. No. Is this the part about walk in the woods and let their porridge cool down? I thought that came in later. Thank you. Okay, well, they decided to take a walk in the woods and let their porridge cool down. Well, no sooner had they left than along came this little girl named Snow White, and along came this little girl named Alice in Wonderland. Along came this little girl named Sleeping Beauty, and no. All right, then what was her name? Moldy Flocks? Boldy Blocks? Coldy Clocks? Goldilocks? Goldilocks? What a dumb name. Tell you what, let's just call her Judy, okay? No? Goldilocks? Gotta be Goldilocks. Huh? What was her first name? Goldilocks, all right. What was her last name then? Goldilocks? Goldilocks. I guess you're gonna tell me her middle initial was G, huh? All right, okay. We'll do it your way. Along came this little girl named Goldie G. Goldilocks. And gotta be Goldilocks? All right, but it's still a dumb name. Okay, along came this little girl named Goldilocks, and she had long, beautiful black hair, and Long, beautiful, green hair. No. Long, beautiful... No. What? She was blind? Oh, blonde. Blonde, yes. Long, beautiful, blonde hair and gorgeous green eyes. Gorgeous purple eyes. Blue eyes? Okay, yeah. Gorgeous blue eyes and ugly brown lips with icky, gross green things slithering out of... No. Red lips? Okay, red lips. So she had long, beautiful blonde hair and gorgeous blue eyes and lovely red lips, and she was ugly as sin. Oh, she was beautiful. You think she's beautiful? Okay, it's your decision. She was beautiful. Well, Goldilocks came up to the house, and she looked in the window, and she didn't see anybody. And she peeked through the keyhole, and she didn't see anybody. So she went inside. And when she got inside and saw those 3 bowls of porridge, and she smelled that porridge, she was so hungry because she hadn't eaten for at least 10 minutes, she decided she had to try some of that porridge. Now, she tried the porridge from the great big bowl, and it was too hot. Ah! So she tried the porridge from the medium-sized bowl, and it was too cold. Bleh, 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 ooh. So then she tried the porridge from the little bowl, and it was just right. And so, like a greedy little pig, she ate all of it. Well, then she decided to sit down. She tried the great big chair, but it was too hard. Boom! Oh. Well, she tried the medium-sized chair, and it was too soft. She tried the little chair, and it was just right. And so she started rocking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But it wasn't a rocking chair. And it broke into a million pieces, and she fell down on the floor. Boom! All of this, eating other people's food and breaking other people's furniture, had made her very tired. So she decided to go upstairs and see what was on television. What? Oh, that's right. You think those are beds. They think these are beds. Okay. They're beds. Sure they are. All right, she decided to go upstairs and go to bed. She tried the great big bed, but it was too hard. Too hard? I hate too hard. Oh! She tried the medium-sized bed, but it was too soft. She tried the little bed, and it was just right. And so she went to sleep. What? I wasn't sleeping. No, I wasn't sleeping. I was, resting my eyes. Yeah, that's what I was. Well, just then, the 3 bears came back. The bears are back, and there's gonna be trouble. Well, anyway, and the great big bear said, "Somebody's been sitting in my porridge. Somebody's been sleeping in my porridge. Somebody's been sitting in my... No. Somebody's been eating my porridge." Good. And the medium-sized bear said, "Somebody's been eating my porridge, too." And the little bear said, "Somebody's been eating my porridge, and she ate it all gone, and that's great, because I hate porridge." Oh, the great big bear looked at his chair, and he said, "Somebody's been sitting in my chair." And the medium-sized bear said, "Somebody's been sitting in my chair, too." And the little bear said, "Somebody's been sitting in my chair, and she broke it all to pieces, and that's great, because I hated that chair." Well, the bears were so upset that they decided to go upstairs and see if there was any news on the evening news about break-ins in the area or anything. No? Oh, beds. They decided to go upstairs and lay in bed and watch television. They decided to go upstairs and lay on the televisions and watch the beds? That doesn't make any sense. They decided to go upstairs and lay on the beds and put the television on top of the... No, they decided to go upstairs and eat the television and then crawl under the bed. No, they decided to go upstairs and crawl under the television and then eat the bed and then stick the... No. Oh, what did they decide to do? Check if anybody was in the bed? What about the television? There's no televisions in this story? I guess next you're going to be telling me there's no pirates in this story either. No pirates? No televisions? Why are we doing this stupid story? Let's hurry up and finish it up, okay? Well, The great big bear said, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed." Which wasn't really true, because Goldilocks didn't sleep in the big bed. She just laid down in it. But what do bears know anyway? And the medium-sized bear said, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, too." And the little bear said, "Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still here, and boy, is she ugly." Well, when Goldilocks heard that, and she looked up and saw those three bears looking down at her, she was so scared that she jumped right out the window and fell down and broke her neck and died, and that's the end of the story. Oh, all right. She jumped out the window, she ran away into the woods, and she got eaten by an alligator and died, and that's the end of the story. No. Oh, you guys, it's going to take forever to finish this. All right. She jumped out the window. She ran away into the woods. She ran all the way home, and then the police came and got her for breaking and entering. They put her in the state penitentiary for 40 years. No. It's going to take forever, I'm telling you. Okay. She jumped out the window. She ran away into the woods. She ran all the way home, and nobody ever heard from her again. Good. And as for the bears, they were so upset that they moved to Florida and invested in real estate and made $1 million. Okay, they sold their story to the National Enquirer for $100,000. They were on the Oprah Winfrey Show and they made $10,000. They were on People Are Talking and they made $100,000. They were on Square Off and they had to pay for it. They were interviewed by the Capitol and it spelled their names wrong. They lived happily ever after. Happily ever after? Good. Okay. Phew. That was the story of Goldilocks and the Three Pigs. The Three Bears and the Three Pigs. Goldilocks, 2 bears, a pig, and a pirate. That is my final offer. All right, okay. Goldilocks and the Three Bears.